We're gonna praise Jesus, so please stand up. We're singing the well, so hey, this is exciting. We haven't heard the well in a while.
Lay my burdens down. My yoke is easy now. What a friend I found in you. Hi everybody, it's Tuesday, March 3, which means spring is coming, and it's been such an on-again, off-again winter that I think just a continual progression toward beauty and warmth will be so nice. It also means that March break is coming. So March 12th, Thursday, is the last day of school. Friday is a non-day of school, and the whole next week. Please know, parents, that no matter what your adolescents say, school is happening on the 12th. And there is stuff going on that's learning all day long. We'll have a bit of a special day on the Wednesday, but we go right through to the end of the Thursday. During March break this year, there are 2 big trips coming, Lord willing, and I say that because of the coronavirus and all the conversations surrounding it. But we're planning to move ahead with this, and all should be well. We're sending a trip to South Africa. We're sending a trip to France. And just anticipating this, because I'm going to France, I'm reading the book Learning from the Stranger, Christian Faith and Cultural Diversity. It's fascinating. So David Smith, the author, challenges us to think about the way we regard the stranger or somebody from another culture, somebody who speaks another language. And I think this is a conversation that we would do well to have with the next generation of learners who will be in a world where they encounter diversity much more than we have or did in our growing up years. So our young people in some ways have a lot to teach us about regarding the stranger. But I want to educate myself and probably students around me while we're in France about what it means to understand and to be in the same space as those who don't speak the same language, or maybe a language we are learning. It is a really important thing that we can do as a Christian community to understand that God created others who bear His image and yet have different cultural backgrounds, speak different languages. And learning their languages and their cultures is not just about, it's not relevant only for those of us who intend to be missionaries to go to other parts of the world. We all represent Christ wherever we are, whether abroad or at home. And it's so important for us to gain in our understanding of the other. And I think travel is a beautiful way for us to do that. So we want to pray for and encourage those who will be traveling to another part of the world, just as we encourage one another all the time to represent Christ well and understand those around us when we're closer to home. So we look forward to 2 trips coming up at the break. A couple other things coming up. OFSAA, girls volleyball, is happening next week, starting on Monday, probably Tuesday, and hopefully Wednesday if they do well. And so we're celebrating with the senior girls team that they won SOSSA, Southern Ontario, and we'll go to the Ontario Championships in Walkerton, that's the one, and that will happen next week. We're also really proud of all the sports teams from the winter season and how well they did. The boys' senior basketball team came within 2 points of going to OFSAA, winning Southern Ontario. It was a very hard-fought battle, and several games down the stretch were hard-fought battles, most of which they won. The last one, they didn't quite get there, but they did super well. We want to remind you again of what we've talked about for the last couple forecasts, and that is that the 40th anniversary celebration is coming on May 23. And we're going to put the link below my TED Talk again so that you may get on there and register for participation in a couple sports activities, volleyball and badminton. If you want to be part of a choir and find out more about it, look on that link. But put it on your calendar, please. That's about all we had for now. This week we're finding is a very settled week before the break, when a certain array of activities is completed and others are yet to start, like badminton and so on. So our students are quite focused right this time of year, so we just hope that they are blessed in their learning as we go about our work each day. Please pray for that often as we go about our day-to-day learning. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again in 3 weeks because of March break.
Every